All right, everybody. 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here on this Thursday afternoon. I got to get my days straight. I kept thinking it was Wednesday all day today, so that's actually really good news, right? Because that means that I definitely won't have to extend the week. It looks like it's going to be Friday tomorrow. That's good news. Let's talk tropics. We've got a little bit of a wave that's out there right now in the eastern Atlantic. Looks like it has a small chance of developing. The Hurricane Center right now says it has about a 20% chance of developing. But some of the models are starting to jump on this just a little bit. So let's just do a quick tropical update here. First of all, let's start here. You can see there is a little wave up here. It's a low pressure trying to develop east of the Carolinas. Not a concern. That will move off to the north and the east and out to sea. So not worried about that at all. It's obviously this one down here in the lower right-hand corner that we're going to keep our eyes on over the next several days. Kind of early, to be honest with you, this time of the year to be looking at something coming in off of the coast. But the Hurricane Center says, hey, it's a pretty decent wave that came off of Africa. It's got about a 20% chance of developing. And what it's saying is that it's got that chance of developing over here. This is days 3, 4, and 5. If it gets over here towards Barbados, the southern islands here, I think that would be towards Tuesday night of next week. So obviously time for them to watch it as well too, but that's where we're at right now. You can see quite a bit of moisture now. That tends to happen, right? We get these waves that come off of Africa. They get out over here over the far eastern Atlantic and they tend to fall apart. This one's holding together a little bit. This type of activity coming off of Africa and then trying to develop out here usually happens later in July, August, and September. Now, the water's warm enough. All the color, the orange and red you see here is 80 degrees or warmer. Our system's sitting right in here, so it's right on the edge of this warmer water, which is good. I mean, for development, right? So it's going to have most of that condensation. Most of those clouds are going to be over top of that warm water. And then obviously as it gets closer, you can see we're well into the 80s here, and obviously it gets even much, much warmer as you get into the Western Caribbean. So here's the GFS forecast model. You're not going to see a whole lot. You see a little yellow here on the right-hand side. Watch when we get to the islands. I kind of stopped it right there on Wednesday. This is Tuesday night and Wednesday of next week. See that little circle right there? That's it, okay? Now watch. It goes pretty much due west across the southern Caribbean, ends up down here towards Nicaragua by the time we get towards July 1st, July 2nd. So 4th of July weekend, a lot of plans up here, right? Especially here in Tampa, but you can see the storm system right now looks like it's going to be down to the south. So if that happens, that would be good news. Here's the European forecast model. Very, very similar setup. This right here, as you can see, is Wednesday. Again, Tuesday night, Wednesday coming up. And then as we get towards July 1st and 2nd, here we are again. Now, the latest run of the European has just come out, and it is trying to develop it a little bit more and deepen the low pressure a little bit more here by 4th of July weekend. And again, same location. In fact, let's compare the two models. This is both the GFS and the European laid over top of each other. And you can kind of see where very similar setup. Let's go out to Tuesday night, Wednesday of next week. Both models have something minor going through the southern Windward Islands, Barbados. We keep an eye on that. And now, again, the European starting to develop it a little bit more. The GFS is still developing it a little bit. But look at that agreement. And that's really good for this far out, July 1st, July 2nd. Again, it's real far out in time, so a lot could change between now and then. This isn't a forecast. This is just the extended run of the models. But I wanted to show you the great agreement that these two models are seeing. And I got to be honest with you, I'm kind of thinking, well, normally they're not this much in agreement. And I'm talking cold fronts up across the U.S., some moisture, more moisture coming off of Africa. A lot of it looks very, very similar for the latest runs of the GFS and the European. So obviously good agreement. If this is the case, that's good news for the United States, of course. There's not much of an impact for us. There's some dust out there, and you can see it. Now, our system is sitting right in here. Okay, so there's some dust leading out ahead of it. And there's going to be more coming off of Africa. Watch, this is the forecast model. And you can see another batch coming off here. But our system by Wednesday, remember our system's right in here somewhere, Tuesday, Wednesday. So there's some dust in the atmosphere. That makes it hard for storms to form. It's going to kind of try and fight that a little bit. It's not a terrible amount, but there's some. And then as we go further towards get into 4th of July weekend, you don't see a whole lot. The dust tends to fall out as it's moving westward. And in fact, guys, this is kind of typical for this time of year. Look at this big batch that's coming off 4th of July weekend of dust. That keeps this area fairly quiet. So it looks like one's trying to get up here right in between them. Wind shear. Our system's here. It's here. It's here. Let's stop it on Tuesday into Wednesday. Right about there. I got to back it up. Sorry. Right there. Our system would actually be somewhere in here just in the Eastern Caribbean. The shear's all to the north of it. So it's not going to be fighting shear. And then as it moves westward into the Caribbean, there's really no shear to be speaking of. So that will give it a chance to try and form. That's all it is right now, guys. It's this big blob. That's all we have sitting out there. Thanks, everybody, for checking in. This is going on my YouTube page as well, too, Bobby Deskins Weather. Check that out, like that, and get some followers on there. And don't forget to subscribe there and do some comments and give me a thumbs up and all that kind of good stuff. But I'll be checking the comments there. We can have a little discussion on YouTube as well, too. And look, have a great Thursday afternoon. It's just nothing but hot and humid here in the Tampa area. And today's not going to see a whole lot of rain here locally, but I do think that the rain chances are coming up. In fact, you know what? While I got you here, let's just do this real fast. Low to mid 90s through the upcoming weekend. Humidity has returned. It'll continue to rise just a little bit for tonight. We're right back in the soup, just like we have been before we had that little brief shot of dry air. And then here you go. Here's your rain chances. As soon as this pops up here, there you go. 30% on Friday, 60% on Saturday, which I know it looks like 70% on Sunday. Looks like it should be on Saturday, right? I just think that the best chance for rain Saturday will be just inland. We'll get some rain at the coast, but the better chance for rain on Sunday, if you notice the inland locations look a little bit drier, the better chance for rain is right along the coast. And so these percentages are really for the Tampa metro area more than anything else. And that's why it looks a little bit different than that coverage. But look, heat's back, humidity's back. It is summertime in Tampa Bay. All right, guys, have a good one.